Alright, things are peaceful everywhere else apart from in our Supermax wing. We got some new inmates arriving really soon. Hopefully we can handle those guys. Um, I guess in the meantime, what we can do is start thinking about our future expansion. It's going to be a long time before we can afford to build another one of these big old cell blocks. But maybe it's time for us to start looking at putting together another place kind of like this, but without all the extra stuff, and locking some of the troublemakers. I'm specifically looking at Adam Betteridge in that, wherever he is. Seriously, where is he? Adam? Uh, well, there he is. I guess he was taken to the hospital. Specifically getting some of these more troublesome people permanently locked away. But for that, we will need some research. We're going to need this... wow, that was an interesting inflection. We're going to need permanent punishments, which will allow us to put people in solitary confinement and lockup permanently. We're going to want to use the lockup, preferably. We use the solitary cells if we have to, but I'd like them to still have access to certain things to keep them sane. Otherwise, they're just going to be more of a pain in the ass. So we could do that. I mean, we're going to have to pick it up in order to build that cell block. Question is, do we do that cell block now or later? I'm leaning towards now, just because some of these guys are really pains in my ass. We could also start looking at our death row. It's something we're going to want to get eventually. And in fact, it's really the last thing that I want to show off. So there's no real reason not to get that. It'll mean we can start winding the series down a little bit faster, and I think it has sort of reached its lifespan. There's more game to be had, but it's starting to lose interest a little bit for me to play, at least with this prison, and I'm sure it is for you to watch it as well. Um, so you know what? We're going to get death row, and we're going to start working on our death row. I would have liked to have achieved the rest of these grants, but I guess we'll see how it goes. We'll get the death row set up, and we'll see where we go from there. I don't know how big we're going to want to make it. We might make our death row just the same as this thing, this cell block over here. I'm wondering if death row has its own... What happened? Holy shit, that looks bad. A power surge has caused our generators to overload and catch fire. Emergencies. Firemen. That's real bad. That's a lot of damage, and we have a whole... Wow. We have a lot of stuff without power now. Well, that's a little bit exciting, I suppose. Okay, firemans. Just the firemans. I need you guys to run up here as fast as your little legs can get you up there. These guys could always stay on the outside of the fence. Their hoses can probably reach there, right? I'm a little bit scared they won't. Can we send them up in here instead? Where are they? Let's get you at least in this area. That's a raging inferno we got going on there. This is going to be really expensive to fix. Alright, we're starting to get the hoses on the fire. You fire through the holes there. Where are the other two? Alright, it's taking you guys a long time to get up here. We're going to lose our water as well. And we're going to have to feed these guys pretty soon. But the kitchen is going to be out of action. That's not good. These other firemen have finally arrived. Not before time. You get around here? I'll open the door for you. Okay, I think we're pretty good. It's mostly under control now. It's really loud. Let's not zoom in too far. It's a lot of the building being destroyed, though. Alright, you guys can get out of here. We'll start to assess the damages. Yeah, there's a lot of damages. We can replace the walls, though. We might want to wait until daytime for that, because I cannot see what I am doing. But we can check out our pipes and stuff. Our power is no longer connected. We'll throw in a capacitor there. We'll probably need it. I assume we had one before and it got burned up. That should connect everything, and then we'll be able to see what we're doing in terms of repairs. We don't have long before we need to start getting our meals ready. Oh dear. We're gonna have some issues with some cranky prisoners today. Let's accelerate a little bit of time. Let this stuff happen just a little bit faster. Right, power station's about to go back up. Come on, you can do it. There, we have power again. We're still not connected to the grid. We need to get these cables replaced. But we're getting there. Everything should be okay, I think. Start putting in our missing walls. And floors. What sort of floor should we put in here? I guess just the concrete tiles. Everything's connected. They should have just about enough time to get breakfast ready. I think we dodged a bullet there. Oh, there's someone being tasered. Where is that happening? Let me guess. To you guys? No? Or is it? I feel like there's more people in here now. I think one of those guys might have caused some more problems. Oh. It's up here. There's a fight. Come on, guards. Split it up. Where's this guy going? He's trying to escape. Stop him. He's not going to get out. No, unless he does. Would somebody please stop him? This isn't funny. Stop him. Don't just let him run past. What the fuck, guys? Come on. Stop him. Please? What the fuck? My guards are fucking amazing. Alright, everybody's cranky. Let's see if we can find out why. Once it's finished auto-saving. They're hungry. Of course they're hungry. It's breakfast time, guys. Come on. Stop being fucking pains in my ass all the time. That could be a tunnel, but I doubt it. Power is good. Good. Okay. So what were we doing? We're about to have an intake. We're supposed to be researching. We are. It's just taking a really long time. Alright, let's close our prison. Because now we're pretty much full. We do have a few more spots, but not really enough. Most of our free spots are in Supermax and Protective. We're waiting on that research, and I want to see if the death row inmates have their own regime, because that'll dictate whether or not we let them have access to canteens or whether we just keep them in cells all day. I mean, we should probably just keep them in cells all day anyway, right? That's how death row works in real life. My limited understanding of the system, anyway. Let's do that. After we get death row, we will get permanent punishment in case we need to force them to be locked up permanently. And here are our new guests. Let's see if any of these guys are obviously going to be issues. I'm not seeing anyone who is obviously going to be a risk. There are some people who have reputations and we don't know what they are. We'll definitely need to get our informants in yet again. Got another gang member, so you are... No, not protective. That would be fatal for somebody. Gang members get automatically thrown in Supermax with their gang membery friends. Is he the same gang or is he a new one? He's the same gang. So we now have 2 gangs of 4 members in our Supermax. Adam is still resisting joining a gang, though, which is good. If he was in a gang, we'd be in extra trouble. He's bad enough as he is. Alright, our danger level is decreasing. And probably what we're going to do for our death row is we're going to copy this sort of area, and we're going to have all these as just cells. We'll still have some solitary cells just in case. And one of these rooms will probably become our execution chamber, or whatever it happens to be called. Does it even show up? I don't think it shows up. We never did get around to putting in a forest. We should have done that. I mean, we made our beds that we needed to make, so I guess it's not vital. It would be nice for some extra income, but nobody's qualified to do carpentry anyway, I don't think, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Yeah, let's just accelerate some time, and at free time we'll call in our informants and see what they can tell us about our new guests. That's probably a tunnel, so we'll also have a shakedown tonight as well. And hope we can spot it. Somebody got paroled and didn't reoffend, which is beautiful. That's what it means, right? What's our reoffending rate? 13%. That's not bad. Our reform programs are a little shitty. They are going up, though, ever since we actually convinced people to do it when they were on strike for a significant amount of time. I think it was all the way down to like 1 or 2, and we're now up to 3. So that is making progress now that they are engaging with the reform programs again. Their health is still low. I guess that's because they're not using enough of these, or maybe we don't have enough doctors. Let's hire some more doctors. Get 2 more doctors. Go up to 4. They're really expensive, but I think it's worth it. Which reminds me, yeah, we paid off our loan. Perfect. All the money we make now is our own. Something fell off there. What was it? I hate it when that happens. When there's a binging noise and this thing gets shorter, I feel like I've missed something important. There's a lot of families waiting to visit. Potentially we could increase our visitation. We only have 4 tables at the moment. So there is going to be a pretty massive backlog in people wanting to come and visit. But no, I think we'll keep it as it is for right now. This feels like an okay time to bring in our informants. We'll do that. Bring them all in. While we wait for that, we can scan around a little bit. So we can see anybody who might get murdered. Not seeing anybody so far. What are you? You're our gang member. Okay. Seeing a lot of people who are deadly and strong and quick and stuff, but no ex-law enforcers or snitches, which is good. I wonder what's going to happen if at some point we get um, an ex-law enforcer who also happens to be in a gang. Okay, the only targets we know of are already our two guys in protective custody. Wait for these other two guys to get down here. See what they can tell us. There's a bunch of people with contraband, but we'll probably find most of that in our shakedown later. Any more targets? No. Good. I don't think we need to wait for our final guy, honestly. Let's, Oops. Oh, I disbanded him. Whoops. That was silly. Never mind. There we go. We'll pick up some more. Is there anybody who'd make good ones, actually? Okay, we have you. You can be a informant, Mr. Ellison. Where is that button again? There we go. You are an informant. There's nobody... Oh, we could get an informant in Supermax. That could be good. It could also be real, real bad. Let's do it. Good for us, bad for him, I imagine. Alright, we're going to keep burning through a lot of time until we get to nighttime here. How is our research? It's getting there. It's going to be still about half a day or more. And we're going to start bringing in death row inmates and putting them to death, which will be fun. We haven't done that yet. That sounded really messed up, but you guys know what I mean. Money is still coming in. Pretty quick, actually. I like it. I wonder if we get more money for the death row guys. That'll be good to find out. Our separated yards here are still working okay. People probably not big fans of the confinement. They're not really able to run around like they might want to do. But they do have the exercise benches. I heard a policeman's radio thing. There may be some trouble somewhere in the prison. But I don't see it. Which is unfortunate. How's our shop getting on? Pretty good. Hector Hernandez, all in capital letters. He must be important. He had a normal life until one day being very drunk. He married. The following day, realizing the mistake he had made, he chose to commit a crime and be in prison to not see his wife. Now he is not free, but neither would be with his wife. I feel like we've read that one before on our other prison, maybe. Hey, hey. How are you, hey? You good? You're pretty good. You need some reform and some health, but apart from that, you're looking pretty good. You tortured somebody. You're not a nice guy, are you, hey? Is that the same hay that we got last time? Or the hay we already had? Or perhaps even a new one that we got today? We'll never know because I don't pay that much attention. We're not accelerating. Let's do that. I'm a little bit sniffly today. I apologize. It's real gross, I know. But there's not much I can do about it. The weather is getting cold. And so is my nose, apparently. If it's not my allergies in the spring and the summer, it's the cold and the rest of the time, which is great. There's always something leaking out of my face, but that's, I guess, just a fact of life. That's really gross. Why do I have to say things like that? Hey, a bunch of people are passing our education courses. That's amazing. We're finally making progress there, and we can start educating people in the general education course. Do we have that running at the moment, by any chance? Let's take a look here. We have 2 foundation courses, but we don't have any general. But we do have 1 person interested. I don't think it's worth doing for 1. We will definitely keep an eye on that, though, and once more people are interested in our general education course, we will put a couple of those in the rotation, if we can find a slot for them. Apart from that, everything is looking good. We had a little bit of trouble this morning, but apart from that, we had a lot of trouble this morning. We had a fire and a bunch of people were all pissy, but I love how people just walk through the parole hearing room. Say, don't mind us, we're coming to visit our son. Skywalker, you're up for parole? You're in Supermax, buddy. They gonna let you out? They're probably gonna let you out. What are you in for? Attempted murder. Huh. Well, they might let Skywalker out. He hasn't been reformed very much, but he's really hated the punishment he's got, so he really doesn't want to go back to prison. Which I suppose is pretty good. We've got a very heavy-handed prison here, I guess. It's not much on the reform side, but it is very much on the punishment side, which isn't the prison I wanted to make. I wanted to make a prison that was very much about rehabilitation, but I guess the end results are what matters. I would be really interested to see if Skywalker gets out. I see no reason not to. He's got a 2% estimated reoffending rate. When are you up for? Oh, you're not going to get paroled for a long time, Adam. So my best bet is for you to die in prison. Get you out of my fucking hair. Or we can lock you up forever. That'll work too, I guess. I guess we don't need a whole cell block for these guys, for the extra troublemaker guys. We can just lock them up in their cells. The trouble with that... Did he get out? Did Skywalker get out? The trouble with that is... they're not going to be able to use the showers and stuff. So I do want to make nicer rooms for them if we're going to do that. But yeah, I think Skywalker got out. That's awesome. Well, it might not be. He might kill somebody, but you know, it's kind of good. It's good to see one of our hardest troublemakers being reformed like that. Well, not reformed, but not wanting to come back to prison. And who can blame him? I think he spent most of his time locked up in solitary or in lockup. Just like Adam there. Adam's just had his lunch brought to him. He's getting really annoyed, but he's got another 5 hours in solitary. If you don't want to go to solitary, guys, don't be assholes. That's the real moral of the story here. How's our research? Okay, we've almost got death row. Yeah, I think we are going to want to build a special wing just for permanent lockup. Let's start looking at that. We could probably fit it in right here, and we can probably also get in our death row here as well. But we'll start looking at, while we wait for the research, our death row. We could even just straight up connect it here. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to. So we'd have like cells here. Maybe we want to make them bigger, like our permanent lockdown guys. How big is that? 4 by 3. They're different sizes. Just awkward. Do that. 5. 5? That looks good. Because these guys are going to be in their cells permanently, so it's better for us that they're not too pissed off the whole time, right? We can do something A little bit like this. I don't know how many cells we're gonna want. So let's just throw down some at about the right size and position to sort of fill in the gap we have here. Is that the right size? No. Let's trim a little bit off the end. Oh, we need to do our shakedown. Not lockdown, shakedown. Alright, so that could be one side. And we could just mirror it over here. We'll see how many that gives us. So what is it? 5? Like that. Gonna need a wall there, of course. That's gonna fit in just nicely there. Nice and symmetrical, which makes me very happy. So will this be our death row, or will this be for our troublemakers? I think this will actually be for our troublemakers. It's nice and close to the supermax, so we can easily keep track of them. We're probably not going to let them out into the yard ever, but we do have that option, I guess. Because everybody in here will be considered supermax. Yeah, I like that idea. We'll find somewhere else to put our death row. Probably just up here. But I like that. That looks good. Go with that. We'll accelerate some time, wait for this shakedown to happen, and our research to come in. We still haven't looked at our death row block, but we'll get to it.